and welcome to another Wednesday on the Den. My name is Aaron and welcome to Bears in the Kitchen. They won't want something really British. I know what I'll do. I'll make them Mexican food. So I'm making enchiladas with potato wedges. So I've already washed my hands. They're clean and squeaky. Woo! But one of the other things that you need to make sure that you do when you are cooking is wear protection over your head because you don't want your hair falling out. However, the hat is awesome. It is from Polar Bears, who are an awesome underwear group, maker, manufacturer thing. So today is the perfect day to wear a hat to promote Polar Bears. Go out and look at their underwear because they are made by bears. So things that you need for enchiladas and potato wedges. First of all, you need a gorgeous bowl of vegetables. We have peppers and onions and mushrooms and obviously potatoes. I then went to my farm, which is in the countryside, you know, up in the Peak District. I found a couple of chickens and I killed them, just wrung the neck, and look it, I have now got chicken breasts. I plucked them and everything. This is all boned and whatever else you have to do with a chicken by me. I then made a secret family recipe of tomato puree and this fantastic corn tortillas that I've made by hand. While I was at my farm this morning, I also milked a cow and churned it and made some cheese. And also I have a couple of secret family blends of spices and herbs. But don't forget the most important ingredient in all of this food. We need butter. And don't forget, you also need to be well lubricated with a Bear branded glass of some sort with some sort of lubrication in it. First is prepare all my veg, my chicken, etc. and make sure it's all chopped up and sorted so that I can just then bung it in the pan when I need to. You only need 150 grams of cheese, so I cut 250 because we all know that you're going to eat some of it. You know, you don't really need friends or anything, you just need cheese. Cheese! Don't forget your lubrication. First of all, I'm going to pull out my potatoes. One little thing that I should probably do is turn the oven on. Now, there's all this gas melt crap and this many degrees Fahrenheit. I just turn it to 200 and turn it on. Potatoes, they've already been washed. We are now going to cut them into wedges. You all thought I was going to do pizza, didn't you? We're using 4 medium potatoes. Now, obviously this meal is kind of designed for 4 people, or 2 bears. So we have a lovely bowl of wedges. Skins on still, because I prefer that. So, we're going to 1. Bam. 2. Woohoo! Lots of oil. Remember our secret blend of spices earlier? We're going to use this one. Now these are kind of Cajun wedges. Now give them a good old mix up until your wedges look beautiful like mine. Look at that. So we have our preheated oven. Woo! So what we're now going to do is going to move these into here and evenly spread them out. It should take probably about 45 minutes for your wedges to cook. I know that this is a pile of bollocks, which is also why you don't want your wedges to be too big because they won't cook properly. Just put them into your oven and then cook them for about 45 minutes. So now we have a time scale to work with. We need to not mess around anymore. We need to get on top of everything else. Now, your food's going to be spicy anyway, and if you want to save on the washing up, I'd use your bowl from your wedges. Put all your veg in at the moment. When I'm cutting my peppers, what I do is cut off the top, pull out the inside and get rid of the stalk. This gives you the most amount of your pepper and you're not wasting a whole load of food. So I am actually going to do most of my veg quite small compared to what other people would do. Now please remember, if anything does hit the floor, you do have 5 seconds to pick it up and eat it. Otherwise, once again, you're creating waste and the baby Jesus will kill you. So we're using 3 peppers today. We've then got a punnet of mushrooms. What is a punnet, you might ask? Well, it's 250 grams of cut mushrooms, as in little mushrooms. When I say peppers, by the way, for you Americans, I mean bell peppers. Now, I do tend to like to dice my mushrooms quite small. Now, when you are cutting your vegetables, please make sure that you either have a responsible adult with you, or you just don't cut yourself, because cutting yourself is not fun. It hurts, and although blood and human flesh does add to the flavour, it's not highly recommended that you get a taste for it. This is 250 grams of mushrooms. Now I'm going to use 2 onions. Woo! Onions. But red onions really actually make me very sick, so I'm using white onions. Now I recommend cutting off your top and your bottom so that is the most potential crying bit out of your way. So there we go. Onions. Look at all of my peppers and onions and mushrooms. Someone who doesn't eat veg, that's quite good, don't you think? So we're now going to cut our chicken, put a little bit of oil into our pan. Now then, how big should you do your chicken? However big you fucking like is what I say. I'm going to cook the chicken first, make sure that it's nice and cooked through, and then I'll add the veg and cook it down. Now you know those potato wedges that you had in earlier? Yes, we're going to have a check on them. Gotta pull them out, give them a jiggle. So, we have our veg. We have our chicken in our pan. Find your biggest thing on your oven, turn up the heat, and get cooking in the kitchen. Now you might not know this, but as the chicken cooks, it'll go from your pinky chicken colour to white. As you can see in this live demonstration. So our chicken is basically cooked all the way through. And we're really sizzling! Now I've got all those juices cooked down. So as you can see, all your juices are now gone. The chicken is getting some golden brown bits to it, but otherwise it's all cooked through and really beautiful. We're now going to add the vegetables. So we're just going to leave that for a few moments and let that do its thing. And while it's doing that, we're going to boil our kettle because we need 150 ml of water. I have no idea what that is in cups. Now don't forget to keep yourself lubricated. Now I know that you're meant to do this on a counter and do eye levels and fuck knows whatever else, but I don't have time for that shit. So we are going to combine our secret blend of enchilada spices with our secret blended tomato puree and then add your boiling hot water. Combine your spices, tomato puree and hot water. This is then going to become the sauce that we put into our chicken and veg mix, but it'll also be drizzled on top of the tortillas along with some cheese to make some awesome sauce awesome. So you can see lots and lots of veg in our pan. It's already starting to change colour with the heat. And what we're now going to do is start mixing it up and start really cooking it down. But really get that veg and chicken all mixed together, because you don't want an enchilada that is just veg and no meat, because everyone likes their meat. Now you should be starting to get some amazing smells and flavours coming into your room, lots of great aromas with the veg and the chicken mixing together. So I'm just going to let that cook down a little bit and come back to it in a sec. Look how yummy they're looking. Now I do recommend flipping them, giving them a jiggle every so often so that they cook through properly and they look and smell amazing. Sizzly and steamy and not that much water left. This is great. We want to take half of this red stuff and half of our cheese, remember, eat some cheese, and mix it into our chicken and veg mix. So now we are going to pour things into other things and make more things. Just kind of drizzle some in there and make sure that some goes in your mouth. Now this is where you're going to get the amazing smells and flavours coming into your kitchen. So we really want to get all that cheese and tomato mixed in. Oh, it smells so good. With all of this chicken and veggie goodness. At this point, your food kind of looks like slop. So, at the moment, we have this beautiful slop of tomato cheesy goodness. And we're going to let that cook down. Now boys, for this next bit, you can probably use the Grisco that you've got in your bedside cabinet, but I would generally suggest using butter, because it's going to be more hygienic and clean. So you can see all the goodness happening within the things. And while this is cooking down, we're going to lubricate this dish with butter. Now, I'm a classy bird, so I just get it on my hands and I get it in there. Really get into all of those corners and lube it up good. If it's lubed up good, it will come out nice and easy. And you know those tortillas that we made earlier? We just got bung them in the oven for about 10 seconds. And you hear that chicken sizzle. Look at that. Isn't it amazing? Go get those tortillas out of the oven. Now, using a spoon, you need to evenly distribute all of your beautiful slop into your tortillas. But be quite liberal and generous with it. Quite a nice amount in there. You're going to fold one side, fold the other, and then what you want to do is put your folded side on the bottom of the dish. And then repeat. Now I'm using 8 corn flour tortillas. And we're just going to line these beautiful tortillas in this dish and make it look beautiful. Really snuggle them up next to each other. They like to get close. 4 down, 4 to go. Now we're getting down to the last 2. You either realise if you've been too liberal with all your other tortillas, or if you haven't done enough. But generally your last 2 tortillas will either be smaller than the rest, or a fuck ton bigger than the rest. And squeeze it in with its family of tortilla friends. Yum! Time for our last bit of fun. We're going to take the rest of our tomato sauce and drizzle it over the bed of tortilla enchiladas and totally cover all of your tortillas. I was one of those children that always liked to lick the bowl. So now you have your last bit of cheese, which you are going to coat your enchiladas with. Now don't forget, put some in your mouth and just evenly spread that out over all of the enchiladas. We're now going to put this in the oven, 200 degrees, because that's what I cook everything at, for about 10 minutes, maybe. So the wedges are now going to go in on the bottom shelf. Our beautiful tortillas are going to go in the middle of the oven. We're going to bake for 10 minutes. So I'll see you in 10. So that's all the pots and pans cleaned up and all the surfaces wiped down. So let's check on the sizzling. Now, one of the really important reasons why we wanted to get all that sauce over the enchiladas is because the edges of your tortillas will burn when they're being baked. The wedges on top and really let them crisp up. So we're nearly done cooking, guys. We just need to make sure that you've got a few little things to make sure that you can enjoy your meal fully. Plates or bowls or however you want to serve it. Enchiladas are messy with the amount of sauce that's on top of them, so make sure that you've got enough cutlery for everyone. You also need a serving implement. I also recommend kitchen rolls so that you can clean up your face afterwards. And obviously the only condiment that you should ever really need is ketchup. So I'm going to take that through to the other room where we shall be eating. And obviously, don't forget your beverages. Coke, cider, schnapps, and whiskey. So let's take out the food. So we have your beautiful golden enchiladas. We have some fantastic spicy Cajun potato wedges. So there we have it. Enchiladas and potato wedges of the spicy Cajun variety. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, guys, and learning how to make a traditional Mexican meal by a British person. I'm not sure it's that traditional, but this is how I like it. If you've liked our video today, guys, then you should like and subscribe and share, because if you don't do that, then you're the only person that's going to watch this. So I'll see you all next week, and I hope you all have an awesome Wednesday and an awesome rest of your week. Awesome, awesome, amazing, 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 amazing. Goodbye! Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Hi. Remember ketchup.
Give me that fuck, I want stuff in my face.
So, we now have enchiladas and wedges, and we're going to eat things, and Chris is going to tell me how disgusting and horrible it is. And the verdict: how many paws up? 4. 4 paws up, and we only have 4 paws, so therefore, that's all of the paws.
Nom nom.
Nom nom. Oh, hi, food. Does it taste nice? See, it tastes nice, people. Aaron can cook with his secret mixes of spices and herbs, also known as Olio Paso and spice mixes. Yes, I cheated! But yes, I cheated and made the things with packet mixes. But I can support the vegetables myself and the chicken.
That's always the difficult part.
This is Chris, by the way. Yet another gay Chris. It's like 20 billion of them in Manchester alone. I like how Frederick's given up at the back. He's just like, ah! All of the pain.